Welcome one and all to the Back of the Nest preview podcast. Happy New Year from me, Hesketh and Albert, and we're building you up to... Who are they again? Millwall? And either of you remember who these are?
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. We'll get into that later about a game of Can You Name Me One Millwall player? Everyone, we're back after a couple of weeks off. We just took a bit of a Christmas break. Watford got called off anyway, so we covered Southampton, didn't cover Spurs, didn't cover Norwich or West Ham, did we? Slacking.
Didn't cover Lanzini, I know that much. Naming no names.
Naming no names. Right, before we get started, let's do this.
I'm thirsty. I want a beer. What about you? You want a beer?
Yes, considering we got on this call 45 minutes ago, this beer's just been sitting here warming up. I put it to the vote on Twitter. I had three options. And Stop Clock won by the Magic Rock Brewery. I think they just chose the highest percentage one at 6.5%, which is just what you need for your second day back at work. Albert, you're on water because you're starting work tomorrow.
Yeah, back to work tomorrow. Sort of trying to do the dry January thing. I had another.
You're coming to Millwall with us on the weekend.
Yeah, do you know what? It's only now you've said that yeah, it's definitely not happening. But I did have another idea. I thought rather than do a whole month of no drinking, what I will do for 2 months is I will just drink 1 day on, 1 day off for 2 months, because that's the same as doing 1 month dry, isn't it? So
yeah, I like your logic.
Yeah, so Wednesday not drinking, Thursday drinking, Friday not... Saturday, yeah, I'll be good for Saturday. That's fine. It works.
That's like Hesketh. On Mondays he watches Marvel films. On Tuesday he doesn't watch DC films.
Exactly. I drink water every day.
How was your Christmas?
He was making love by Thursday.
But whatever you do, don't tell him anything about the making of Ant-Man 3. How was your Christmas, Hesketh?
My Christmas was fine. It's been absolutely... My New Year's been ruined by your revelations before we started recording. Yeah, my Christmas was all right, thanks. How was yours?
Dreadful. Kid got COVID. Didn't get to Germany. Stuck at home in isolation. It was wonderful stuff. But thankfully, I didn't get it. The wife didn't get it either. So, yeah, vaccinations appear to be working on me and the missus, at least. Albert, how was your Christmas? Kids driving you nuts?
No, I've had I feel harsh saying how amazing I thought mine was after you've had a bit of a rotter, but mine was amazing. No, managed to dodge the COVID so far, touch wood. Sort of kept it quiet up until the day, and then family, friends, drink, food. I think I'm about 82% cheese at the moment. Couple of minor gout scares. If someone could do a vaccine for that, that'd be good. Let's get to the real issues. And then back to work blues. Because that's tomorrow morning.
Well, Christmas officially ended in my household today because I just ate the last after 8 before recording. So I think that means it's over. Back to the real world.
Is your tree still up?
Tree is still up until the 6th. We take it down. It's a German thing. So that's
what everybody kept saying to me. New Year's Day, out. Lobbed it in the garden.
5 p.m. on the Christmas day. The presents are gone from underneath of it. Get it out.
You got your Christmas tree on Christmas Day?
Got it out, mate. Presents are gone. Get out. No, that's not true. It actually went down on Boxing Day when I was at the football, and Vanessa basically un-Christmased the entire house, which is fine because I'm a massive Scrooge. So I was all for it.
What presents went down well, Albert?
What presents that I got or presents that I gave?
Either or. One of each.
One of each. Presents that I gave. My brother was very happy with his wheelbarrow. He asked for it. Got a big one. Presents that I enjoyed. I got a nice picture of Freddie Mercury from the wife, and got a nice pair of You only wanted one. I've said one. There you go. Moving on.
Were you about to say you got a nice pair of shoes?
Got a nice pair of shoes.
Were they wide?
Not wide enough. No, no. A normal width pair of shoes, which is always welcome. And what else? Just some clothes. It's nice.
Nice. And Hesketh, I'm assuming something good got brought back from America, at least for you.
My wife's presents. That is to say, her presents in the house, not presents that she gave me. I got a very nice, very large framed print of the Homesdale Road.
Yep.
It's very beautiful. Black and white, moody. It's very nice.
Mm.
Is it the Speroni one?
It's not
Mrs.
the Speroni one.
No. It's an actual real photograph.
It is.
Well, so's that, isn't it?
Photorealistic, so sure. I'm trying to think what I got Vanessa. Oh, I got her. We both really like that TV show Twin Peaks, and she really likes jigsaws. So I got a Twin Peaks jigsaw by this American artist we like called Scott C, which went down very well.
I nearly said the robot Hoover, but then it dawned on me that I bought that for myself in the Boxing Day sales.
What, Zumba?
Sad.
Is that, no, Roomba.
No, I didn't get Roomba.
Zumba's what you do at the local gym, isn't
every Tuesday morning at the leisure centre.
They do it at the local synagogue in Streatham. Randomly.
Do they?
Yeah. I've never been.
No, I didn't get. I went off brand for the robot Hoover.
If I had to do Zumba these days, I'd fucking need Albert's brother to push me out down a wheelbarrow after.
Very, very difficult to do in wide-fitting shoes as well.
Well, good. I got that hoodie, the camo hoodie from the club shop, which I'm donning right now.
Who said that?
You're not wearing anything. You're just a bobbing head.
Oh, what an image!
Although it's not the best quality thing in the world. It's really sort of catching on things and stuff. Sadly,
who bought it for you?
The missus.
Oh, does she listen to this? Or have you said it to her face?
No. The jumper's great. I love it, but it's just not great quality. It's not her fault that the quality is bad. She was delighted with a slanket I've got her, which is just basically a slanket. It's a blanket with arms. What that is? It's a blanket with arms, like a
pocket. Sounds like it involves some sort of clamps.
No. We were talking about clamps the other day. No, that's another podcast entirely. So we're going to start with 2021 ending and our best moments of 2021. Now, it doesn't just have to be Palace related, but I feel like it might be a good start. And I'll start with right at the very beginning of the year. I think it was 2nd or 3rd of January. Eberechi Eze's goal against Sheffield United. One of the ones, Hesketh, that very sad couldn't be in the stadium for.
Yeah, that would have been, one of the best goals I've ever seen live, probably. And it is such a shame that it happened. Like, imagine the noise that would have been made if we were all in the stadium rather than, 15 subs sort of cheering and clapping. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant goal. And certainly Ebbs, until his injury, was a bright spark all the way through 2021, wasn't he?
How old is he? Is he 22, 23? Just got engaged. Yeah, he's got engaged this week. Did you see that?
I did. He's 23. I've just looked.
So, congratulations to Ebbs. Bit young. Should we warn him off? Should we all spam the comments and say, you sure? Got a long life ahead of you, bruv. Why are you both just in silence, looking at me, shaking your head? I'm not falling for this.
I'm just always wary of any anti-marriage sentiment because it can be used against you in the smallest of arguments.
In the court of Joe.
Exhibit ZZ podcast episode. Millwall away.
No, marriage is great. I don't think you just if it's the right time, it's the right time, isn't it?
Yeah. So fair enough. Good luck, Ebbs. Hesketh, what was your moment of 2021?
My moment of 2021, unsurprisingly, was the 2-1 win away at Brighton, where I think we touched the ball about 7 times but managed to beat them 2-1.
The infamous 2 touches in their penalty area, of which
amazing.
we scored both.
And digging into that, Mateta's first goal for Palace being an absolute rascal backheel nutmeg, which until recently, obviously, was the only thing he'd really ever done at Palace. And then Benteke's smash and grab baby at the end. Again, it's a shame, a bit like your Ebbs goal, like the carnage that would have happened in that away end would have been absolutely insane. But we take what we can.
I think that would have caused all sorts of problems. People would have been on the pitch.
100%.
Outside would have been proper naughty after as well, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%. That would have been. There's no way, that Palace fans would be able to keep it cool after the game for sure.
I mean, it is 100% the greatest COVID robbery of all. There is no other greater COVID robbery. Albert, of course, everyone has that down as one of their moments of 2021. Particularly, I think it was actually the last good thing Milivojevic did was running, jumping on his back, shouting Benteke. It's the last good thing he did in a Palace shirt. Besides, Albert, your very, very amazing birthday message from General Levy.
Yeah, that was good. I feel silly now because I've already mentioned the robot Hoover, so I can't use it again in this segment.
The present I bought myself was the best thing of 2021.
I closed out the year with, what else? Oh, well, I think the victory at City, what was that? That was 8, 9, 10 weeks ago. That counts as last year, doesn't it? If my calendar's correct, that was a good highlight. What else is a good highlight? I think just the whole sort of summer period for Palace was a highlight because it was a real sea change in. Oh my God, there's players coming in, and oh my God, they're young and they seem to be full of quality, and a new manager. We sort of haven't seen that sort of mass transition for quite a while. So I think that was quite nice. The last sort of transfer window that I can recall like that was the sort of the Allardyce one, when all of a sudden we were signing players left, right, and centre, and new manager, and so that was quite nice. And it was quite good to see the club going in a different direction. Other than that, Palace moments. You kind of, the Brighton one obviously is a good one. And I'd forgotten about the Eze goal. That's how bad that is. Great goal. I don't think he'd have scored it had there been people in the crowd though, because someone would have been screaming at him to pass the fucking ball.
Get rid.
Get rid of it. Not there. All that stuff.
Yeah, picked it up so deep in his own half. Get rid. Rid.
So
instead, it was just Ray Lewington in shorts shouting at him, "Go on, son!"
Yeah,
go on.
Yeah, Ray Lewington in shorts definitely wasn't one of my highlights of 2021, especially on that weird camera that you could look at on BT, where you could almost see up his shorts. Don't know if you ever that sort of pitch side camera.
No, proper close up of his varicose veins.
Yeah. It must have been BT. There was like a 360 camera on the touchline, almost like between the two dugouts for some games. It had with big weird fisheye lens, and you could see Ray Lewington's legs a bit too much.
A bit too much. What about? Do you remember Hesketh's attempts at saying kibosh?
Now, come on.
Yeah, but
English is not my first language.
Right. I'm sure somebody had a pop at me trying to say something as well, so I'm going to keep quiet.
I see your kibosh and I raised Terence's coolis.
Coolis.
Mango Coolis.
Sounds like a rapper.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Dangerous Minds 2.
Oh dear. Talking of Mango Cooley, that was from the Arsenal game, which was Roy's last at Selhurst, and our first as fans back in the stadium in quite time. No, I mean it was obviously a dreadful result, but a nice day, Hesketh.
Yeah, it's weird to sort of think of it as a highlight because, like you say, we lost and there was 6,000 people, I think, in the stadium then. But after, I mean, I was lucky enough to go to the Tottenham home game as well. But after basically a whole year of watching it on telly and seeing empty stadiums, it was a highlight to be able to get back to Selhurst and sort of watch the team live. And it actually wasn't that bad a game until the last sort of 5 minutes. But yeah, it, as I say, it's a bit weird to say it was a highlight, but it was really nice to be back there after so long.
Yeah, Benteke equaliser was pretty special. What wasn't ideal was getting told to moderate my language by a steward because I was in the Legends restaurant shouting about 15 expletives in amongst about a 20-word sentence.
This fucking Mango Cooley's fucking shit.
Well, no, that was the when they messed it all up, and
exactly
we went back out about 10 full time, and what was supposed to be our dessert from pre-match had now arrived on the table, and it was stone cold rice pudding. And our friend's wife, who was so pissed she could barely stand up, took it over to Darren Ambrose. Held the bowl in front of him. As Darren, no, my rice pudding is freezing cold. Stick your fingers in it.
I thought you were going to say she went
and
over
Darren
to
Ambrose
him.
Just look at it.
I thought you were going to say she took it over to him and went, "Look, Darren, Ambrose here."
No,
missed opportunity.
She just took it over where it was, but as I say, she was so pissed she couldn't stand up, and then the sight of her standing in front of Darren Ambrose, plunging 2 fingers into a rice pudding. Brilliant stuff. Shout out to you know who you are. You know who you are. John Textor and Botafogo fans are sort of an extension of John Textor coming in now that he's gone and bought Botafogo. Albert, there appears to be millions of Botafogo fans who take to Brighton's tweets these days and basically just tells them that they're a small club underneath, fully endearing themselves to the Palace faithful straight away.
Yeah, I mean, I can't add much to that. It's hilarious. It's like they've been given a handbook. Like, just do this. Like, if you've got any affiliation with Palace, just do this. You'll be fine. What does it mean? Doesn't matter. Just do this. Be fine. Yeah, that's quite good. I can't say I've witnessed any, but yeah, I quite like that.
I think what's mad about it was announced like the day before the Norwich game, and then there were already Botafogo fans at the Norwich game as a result of it happening. And then there's just videos of them and other Palace fans just saying "fuck Fluminense, fuck Brighton." But the extension of this, of course, now is that there is a screen grab of John Textor in a DM saying that we need to make a pre-season friendly happen between Botafogo and Palace in Rio. What do we reckon, lads? Are we getting sign-offs from home to go to this?
Yeah, because I reckon Vanessa will probably want to come with. So I'm all in.
Albert,
is it going to be the under 23s? Because the number of times I've gone to friendlies and it's the under 23s. I'm not going halfway around the world for it.
Really? Does it matter who's playing?
If I turn up and Ryan Innes is starting, I'll be livid.
Yaroslav Yak at the back again.
Best place for him.
Fucking hell. It'll be like our plan to try and get Botafogo to sign him up on loan or something.
Just leave him there. Tell him the plane's leaving the next day and then bugger off.
Ryan Innes. Oh, he did leave in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, he's at Charlton,
Nobody
isn't
knows.
he? Is he at Charlton? Or maybe I've made that up.
He plays for Charlton. Oh,
There you go.
it still shocks me when I see he plays for League One club Charlton.
I know. I wonder how many red cards he's got.
It would appear he's got 0. He's got 1 goal though.
Oh, that's legitimately
Oh no,
very surprising.
I apologise. He was sent off for receiving 2 yellow cards in a 2-0 win over Oxford on 27th of October.
I knew it.
And then he was injured for 5 months. Basically, yeah, nothing much has changed. Scored against Lincoln City.
I remember
Bonanza.
it well.
I did. Talking of centre halves going down the leagues. Jake O'Brien announced today that he was on a season-long loan, or a loan until the end of the season, with Swindon Town, who are 5th in League Two, I think. So good to see him linking up with Johnny Esther. Hopefully, he'll get some game time.
It's still pretty mad that Johnny Esther is there.
Yeah.
No, Johnny Esther's been getting game time and staying fit. Actually, he's doing all right down there. Obviously, because he's just too good for that level. Obviously, but I don't know. Jonathan Williams is what I'm looking for. I'm sure he scored a bunch of goals. Let's have a look. I definitely saw him curling one from the edge of the box. Yeah, he's got 3 goals in 15 games for Swindon this season. So that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. But of course, it's Garner down there who was previously at Palace. So I'm assuming this is where his connections are coming around after he had a horrific time at Bristol Rovers. Like, you know, he's the Antichrist at Bristol Rovers. He's talked about in the same vein as they talk about Bristol City people.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's not a good look for him down there. Especially when he's then followed up with Joey Barton, who they like more. Imagine that.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's a low bar, isn't it?
It is a low bar. So, I mean, 2022's kicked off straight away with, it's not even Palace, but Romelu Lukaku being forced to apologise for his comments, and Chelsea releasing a statement with this video has been very amusing. But there you go. Right, for those who are wondering, this Stop Clock beer by Magic Rock Brewery, pretty good, pretty solid. I'm giving it about 3.7 out of 5, pretty solid. And of course, this means that we can seamlessly, 20 minutes later, link into Albert's beer blurb. Plenty of options this week. There's actually an article on the internet somewhere which talks about the top 10 players Palace have poached from Millwall. So there's plenty of options.
Now he tells me.
Chris Armstrong being number 1 on that list.
And Andy Roberts has got to be on there, surely.
Andy Roberts is number 3.
He was quite good.
Easy one on there. Roy Summersby at number 4. Isn't there actually a cider called Summerby? Peter Burridge.
Like I say, feel free to do your own. Feel
Vic
free to
Rouse,
do your own, my mate.
Matt Lawrence, Derek Posse, anyone? But there you go. So who you got? Who you gone for?
Well, there's, as you say, there's plenty of choice. There's plenty of choice. Didn't see that article though, so could have sent me that, but don't worry about it. So yeah, we could have had. I think
there's
Paul.
only one choice.
Is there? We could have had Paul.
Yeah,
I feel good. Didn't go with that one.
Good,
though.
nice,
Could have had,
excellent.
Could have gone with Owen Garvan Dam. Short loan spell at Millwall. And I can see you, the eyes doubting me. Like Owen Garvan.
No.
But what we ended up with,
yeah.
we've gone with Jason punch you in the face. This will have you turning in
his
circles.
Belt wrapped around his knuckles.
Like I say, feel free to do your own next week. This will have you turning in circles in no time. 1 will have you dancing like a twat. 2 will have you turning in circles, pointing at random strangers. And even if you're confident you can stomach 3 or more, it will likely cost you your job. George Burley. This one's a belter.
Oh, excellent. Good work.
Excellent. Jason punch you in the face is what you call it.
Jason punching you in the face. the bottle would have him, like that foreground fist.
Well, former Back in this preview podcast producer Billiam, who for some reason is still in the WhatsApp group, just never booted him out. He had a go, didn't he? About a Kevin Muscat, an Australian brew that will fuck you up. Drink with caution. He didn't really extend it. What could we call a Muscat beer? We need to use these up because let's face it, we ain't fucking ever playing them again. So.
Well, you say that. It's genuine question. FA Cup replay still a thing in COVID world?
No, they've pulled them, haven't they, for this FA Cup? So it will all be decided there. If it has to go to penalties, it will go to penalties.
Mateta.
Okay, at least there's no Wayne Hennessy to stick it in the upper tier.
What is his right hand?
Which doesn't even have an upper tier, aka out of the stadium. Yeah, maybe it had two of the Jason punching you in the face. That was his problem.
Maybe.
That would have been a better excuse than I don't know who the Nazis are. To be honest,
yeah, that's more believable.
I've had too many glasses of this fake beer that doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, all right. Because you know who the Nazis are, don't you?
Yeah. Sure.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. No, just doing a Jason punching impression. That was all. COD. So Millwall. That's who we be playing. Buzzing with this draw. Were you excited when this came out of the hat? I know I was. I was very excited. I mean, Albert's so excited he's fucking coming to the game.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I literally can't believe that.
Whoa.
He's so excited. He's coming to the game, and it kind of coincided with him watching Football Factory and all that lot, and Rise of the Foot Soldier. So, yep. I reckon he's about that life on the weekend.
Yeah, well, listen, I can pop into Borough Market on the way home for some oysters and a glass of prosecco. So, it's a grand day out all round.
Yeah, so very exciting, very, very exciting. Of course, we have played Millwall recently. Either of you remember this?
What do you define as recent?
Neither did I until I Googled it and realised that we played them in pre-season last year at the Den behind closed doors. Yeah, and Max Meyer scored the only goal in a 1-0 win.
Now that isn't believable.
Yeah, it happened. It was when the season started late. It was like September, like early September, September the 1st.
So what? So September 2020.
September 2020.
Just
in a pre-season friendly, yeah. And it was one of those ones that you could watch, you could stream.
Oh, wait a minute. That does ring a bell.
You had to because the stream was so shit.
The Palace team that day was Guaita, Ward, Kouyaté, Dan, Mitchell, Schlupp, Riedewald, MacArthur, Meyer, Zaha and Ayew. And substitutes that were used that day were Woods, Yak, Kelly, get ready for it, Ryan Innes.
Yes.
Kirby, Gordon, Malachi Boateng and Pierrick.
Does that mean that we had Innes and Jack at centre-back? Or maybe we're playing Jack at left-back?
It does. No, it was Innes and Yak came on at the same time.
Fuck. And they couldn't score against that?
Correct.
Innes and Yak, centre-back.
Wackety whack.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that song?
Yakety Yak.
Not as good
Arnold Schwarzenegger does a good Yakety Yak in Twins. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that film.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't go back. I'm not doing all of it.
He does a better Yakety Yak than you do, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to be fair.
Get down.
Hesketh, how's your Wenger boys Mateta?
I mean, I'm not singing on a podcast.
He was all about it before we started. Before we hit record.
No. I've been drinking water. There's no singing. I might sing it if he scores.
Have another one and loosen up.
When are we playing him? Saturday. If you're playing him on Saturday, if he scores, I'll get it going.
Right. Okay. Boom. What was it? Boom. 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 Boom.
You know what it was, Terence.
I don't. Mateta's in the room. There's
there ain't no
other
striker better than Jean-Philippe
Mateta. Oh, I'm sad.
What's the melody though?
So
What's
beautiful.
the melody though?
Oh, I can't remember. Much like Wayne Hennessy, I can't remember.
I don't. You've never heard of the Wenger Boys? I've never heard of the Wenger Boys.
Never heard of the Wenger Boys. I've never heard of Mateta or Palace.
Mateta or Palace. So now, bearing in mind that when we got promoted to the Premier League, the Millwall CAF famously put an article in the local newspapers, an advert saying, "Good luck to Palace on the weekend. We'll be seeing you next season, or if not, definitely the season after." So that was in 2013. We're now in 2022, and we're finally meeting them in a competitive game. Albert, can you name me a single Millwall player?
Ricky the Bastard.
No. Just a clue. Now, EastEnders might be a clue for anyone who watches EastEnders. They have a player who is a character in EastEnders. As in, he has the same name as a character. I wish we'd written that, but no,
Dr.
that was
Leg.
just instinctive.
Dr. Leg.
No, not Dr. Leg.
What a callback that is.
There's lots of
Little Mo.
Fowlers in there, isn't there? You'd expect him to have a lot of those. Yeah.
Do you know what's bad is I actually know a couple of Millwall players' names because my best mate, I hate to admit on a podcast, my best mate's a Millwall fan.
Well, okay. So one of my friends' friend is a Millwall season ticket holder, and he's bottling the game and not coming. So, which is nonsense, but probably because all the arseholes are out, I think is his stance on it. But before you name them, I'm assuming one of them is Jed Wallace because he's the only one I could name.
Yeah.
Who's probably going to be injured, I think. So he's not going to be playing.
Good. The only other one, I don't know if he still plays for him, I think he does, is Jake Cooper. Centre
half. Yes, he's still there.
Okay, I know him. Oh, their goalkeeper's Bilakovsky or whatever his name was at Ipswich.
Bartots. Oh, is that him? He was decent.
Yeah.
He was at Ipswich.
Yeah.
Interesting that he's ended up there. I've got in 2022. They've got 3 players called George.
It's quite on brand.
I think pretty much just shows how they're stuck in the 70s, basically. Particularly because one of them's called George Savile, but we won't.
Of course, he is.
Billy Mitchell was your EastEnders clue.
I was close with Little Mo.
You was close. You was close with Wellard because they've got a defender called Ballard, so not too far off.
Damn.
But what I was interested to find out is that they got Benica Phobie on loan.
Yes, they do.
They also play at the Dirty Den.
Hey, ew.
Good night. See you later.
I'm just flicking through their players to see if there's anything Queen Vic related. No, the closest I could get was Michael Kiffenbeld. Michael Kiffenbeld. He looks like a Kiffenbeld. Tom Bradshaw up front, Hesketh. Didn't he used to be a WWF wrestler?
Oh my God, imagine.
Who was
JBL?
There was
John Bradshaw Layfield.
John Bradshaw. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, they've got a striker called John Daddy. John Daddy Bovardson.
That's quite a good name. That's annoying.
And then immediately followed by Zach Lovelace in their list of players here.
They used to have someone called Romeo something.
Oh, he's still there.
Who is
he's not done as a Millwall player.
Boom. He's related to what's his name? This is great. This is great podcasting. What's his full name?
Malon Romeo. Marlon. Mahlon. Marlon.
I'm pretty sure he's related to someone semi-famous. Yes,
As in,
he's the son of Jazzy B from Soul to Soul. There you go.
really?
Yep.
But he is out on loan.
Great. Well, then that's fine.
So, it doesn't say where.
So, because I mentioned my mate who supports Millwall, I obviously texted him as soon as the draw happened. He hadn't been watching the draw, so he had no idea what I was talking about. But then he said he's not scared of Zaha, which is fine because he's at AFCON, but he is scared of Eze and Elise. So I do hope that they both play and prove him right.
Yes. So anyway, Benicophobia. I was convinced he's a player who's scored quite a few against us, but he's only scored once against us in a 2-1 win at Selhurst a few years back. It was in that period when Scott Down always scored against Bournemouth, but we lost 2-1 at Selhurst. But there you go. So congratulations, Albert. You won for not being able to name a single Millwall player. You are the winner there.
That was easy.
Now, Hesketh, did your Millwall friend actually talk about their record against Premier League clubs at the Den? Because up until recent times, it was bloody good. They barely lost. Or didn't lose for a long period.
He didn't, in fact.
Tend to avoid talking to him about Millwall.
Yeah.
I think I've met this guy. Didn't I meet him at Streatham Ice Hockey?
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
He's the least Millwall fan ever. He's legitimately quite nice.
Except from when the fight kicked off on the ice and he was on there picking up sticks and slinging them at people.
Zipping up his Stone Island and shouting abuse.
Just sliding across the ice. Moo! Yes. So, I think they, up until a couple of years ago, they had this ridiculous run of not losing to Premier League sides at the Den in the FA Cup, but fell by the wayside in the last 2 of the last 3 FA Cups. I think they lost to Sheffield United behind closed doors, and they lost to Brighton behind closed doors as well, I think, on penalties after a 2-2 draw, which shows, again, pretty still they took Brighton to extra time and penalties, so it's not going to be easy, is it? Albert, are you expecting to go there and roll them over? I think in recent years, obviously, we haven't scored a goal. I can't say barely scored a goal. I think the last cup goal we scored was, am I right in saying it was Max Meyer at Doncaster is the last cup goal we scored? It seems ludicrous that that's the right answer, but I think it is.
Was that after?
And the last goal we scored at the Den was Max Meyer as well, so we're fucked.
Just absolutely no chance. But it seems insane. That's right. But in years past, being a team that is ultimately set up to soak up pressure and counter attack, it's then difficult to go to smaller teams and actually do a number on them because you're not used to actually pressing against them. But maybe with our current style of play, Albert, we've got a good chance of actually just giving them a bit of a pasting.
Oh, I hope you're right. Listen, we've got lots of players out due to various reasons, so it's hard to say without really knowing what team we're going to put out. But yeah, if we went there with our first choice 11, then yeah, of course you go there and there's all the cliches of there's no such thing as an easy game and it's the FA Cup and they'll want to win it. But yeah, our quality should see us through. But that's the quality of a fit and proper first team, which we know we're not going to have for various reasons. So who knows? It'll be a good cup game, or I hope it's a good cup game. I'm kind of glad it doesn't go to a replay because that should hopefully sort of up the intensity a little bit, and hopefully we could get it done without going to extra time. But yeah, look, they're gonna fight and scrap. The team will as well, and we'll see. It's not going to be easy, but I'd like to think our quality would see us through, even if it's not by a huge margin.
Who are you excited to see coming? I mean, we've got to imagine Elise is going to be getting a lot of minutes over the coming month. Really exciting for him to can really make a name for himself if he scores a goal at Millwall and then follows it up with a performance at Brighton.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, as someone that's struggled to get game time, obviously, for the last few weeks, So I'd like to see an Eze start, to be honest. But again, it's kind of hard to balance everything when you don't necessarily know who's around. We could all get struck down with COVID between now and then, the Watford game got nixed. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'd love to see Eze and Elise on the pitch at the same time for a good stint, not just a 10 minutes at the end.
Well, I mean, what's very, very clear is Hesketh out. Ayew is going to be a big miss. I was about to say Albert's going to be a big miss there. I don't think we'd miss him on the right
standard.
But yeah, he's going to be a big miss. Just really, performances have come to the fore in recent weeks. Even he scored 1 goal, but I think a lot more people have been appreciating his efforts and hit form at the right time for Ghana going into the AFCON, because hopefully he'll pick up some goals there and come back with confidence. But with him gone, Zaha gone as well, it really sort of opens up the front line a bit. How do you see us approaching it?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree about Ayew. I think he's been brilliant the last sort of month and a half.
Tough month as well for Player of the Month. I think the other ones have all pretty much been shoo-ins, but this month there was actually a few good contenders. Unlucky to lose out. Absolutely.
And I think Will Hughes, I voted for Mitchell, but I think him, Hughes, Ayew could all easily won it and would have been fine with it. So yeah, he's going to be a big loss, Ayew, just because his work rate, and he was showing a lot of good skill as well in the last few games. But I think Elise will start. Vieira has said that the plan is to give him more minutes in the second half of the season. Obviously, he has to warrant it, but that's what Vieira said. And I also read that Vieira wanted to take cups very seriously. So you would think we'd have a strongish team. Whether that means Edouard starts, Mateta gets another start rather than Benteke, interesting to see. I think maybe Gyro gets a start in midfield because he come on, didn't he, against West Ham? Obviously didn't have to do much, but compared to Luca, I think standing still in the centre circle would have been an improvement. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see, whether we'll see Klein maybe or any of the youth kids up on the bench. I don't know. Like Albert, I would like to see Ebbs get a start just because I don't see him getting a start in the league in the next few games. So what better way to get him sort of proper game time than in a cup game against Millwall, providing they don't rip his leg off. And the same with, Fergie. I don't know why I hope he hadn't got COVID, because I don't think he was on the bench against West Ham, but maybe it's a good time for him to get a full game as well if he can handle that.
But obviously the question is over Mateta is going to be, will he still be here? Heavily linked with Saint Etienne, mainly because I just pulled up a list of Saint Etienne songs, so just no one's going to know who Saint Etienne are they?
No.
Albert, any ideas?
What, of some Saint Etienne tunes?
Do you know who Saint Etienne are for starters?
Yeah.
Good. Can you name a song?
Only love can break your heart.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a Neil Young cover, which I don't know if that's only half a point, but it is a Saint Etienne tune.
Hang on, they released an album in 2021. If I'd have known that, it would have been in my highlights of the.
Anyway, Millwall.
Oh, dearie me. Yes, Mateta to Saint Etienne. I mean, Albert, do you think he's done enough in this short period of time in the last couple of weeks to actually earn a stay of execution and have an opportunity to prove himself? Or do you think it's best just to cut ties now?
So what are we saying? It's the end of his. It was an 18-month loan, wasn't it? So we're saying
no. So it'll be cut short. No? We're cutting it short. So he's still end of the season is the end of the loan.
Oh, you keep him. You've got to keep him.
You think so?
I think we need, especially now. Like we need options. We need options up front. We need options all over the pitch, and it's not necessarily due to playing style or, again, like all it takes is a couple of COVID cases, and you're down players. So if we've already theoretically spent the money, on the loan, I'd say I've seen enough out of him over the last couple of games to keep him around. I don't see why not. He didn't stick out necessarily in any sort of negative ways. I think it took him a little while to grow into the game, the Norwich game, but he was busy, and he nearly scored a fucking amazing equaliser against West Ham. So I certainly don't think it's worth sending him back unless there's some other amazing option coming in, which might be the case. I don't know.
There is a St. Etienne song called Marble Lions, if you want to crowbar that in somewhere.
No, I will leave that to you.
Well, you know who just signed for St. Etienne this week?
A Marble Lion?
Bakary Saka.
Bakary Saka. So
Bakary Sako. Yeah, Sako. Sako. I reckon he's going to be putting a few on his bunts with that wand of a left foot.
Yep.
What? As in Sako to Mateta?
Yes. It's the link up we've all been dreaming of.
Is that a St. Etienne song you crowbarred in there?
No. No.
Oh, okay, fine. Just checking.
I could have crowbarred in former lover, as in Bakary Saka Sako is a former lover.
Twice over. I mean, do you think Mateta is worth keeping? You sort of.
I don't think we're going to. We've been heavily linked with Eddie Nketiah. It's all sort of like over the news outlets now, and from what I hear, that's probably going to happen. So I can't imagine that we would keep Mateta if that's going to happen, because it's also like you want different options up front, right? And Mateta's kind of a carbon copy option of Christian Benteke, so it's. No, he likes to think he can run in behind a little bit more.
I don't know who'd be more upset by that statement.
Yeah, I was saying one thing that, and this is probably harsh, and I think all three of us are fans of Benteke and have talked about this in the past, but I can't have seen Benteke scoring that goal that Mateta took against Norwich. I just don't think he would have scored it. And so I don't know. Maybe they are slightly different, but slightly different is probably it. They are just slightly different and too much similar in that sense. So, Nketiah will bring something a bit different. He's a player that's grown up in a team that is used to pressing, so he fully understands pressing from the front. So, didn't happen in the summer for whatever reasons. Kind of scandalous demands in terms of wages, apparently. But he's now. Probably seen what Vieira's done with the team, the way we're playing, and thinks that it might be a good idea. But who knows? Those are things to go. So all that's left to do is predict what the score's going to be. Hesketh, shoot.
2-1 Palace.
Ooh. Wowzers.
I can't. Well, I don't want to predict a win, but then
I'm genuinely worried we're going to lose now.
Yeah.
And Albert, he can't change it now.
3-0
to
Palace.
To Jason Punchin.
You didn't want to bring out the magic dice for this game, no?
No, we've had a tidy up. I can't find them anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You've had a tidy up on Saturday. We're going to have a right sort out. But I was going to say 3-0, so I'll say 4-0. 4-0 Palace. Going to run them over. Fuck them. No one likes
Seriously though, the I can't eat a whole dozen oysters. So if you do fancy it after,
we'll figure something out. I mean, I've got to give you the tickets on the day, so we will see each other.
Yeah,
we will, meet you at the meet. Give you the tickets at the end.
make sure you don't wear your Palace camo though, mate. Otherwise, we won't be able to find you.
Yeah, we also need to make it clear if it's the pre-meet, which is fighting Palace fans, before we go to the meet where we fight the Millwall fans.
I'm just going to punch you in the face and be done with
it. And then just slap oysters in my face.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Right. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for listening. Sorry we had a bit of a hiatus, but we wanted a Christmas break. And back to normal service resume now. we will be back next week with a preview of the Brighton game, which is taking place on the Friday night. So looking forward to that naturally. Hopefully we'll be able to recover from our slight knocks from the weekend to go into battle for that one. But yeah, thanks for listening. Happy New Year. Yes, us physically, yes.
Yeah.
Come on, you've watched Rise of the Foot Soldier. Get on board.
Only the most recent one.
Well, you've applied to be the art director on the new one, so...
Don't apply, you get asked. Thank you.
But yes, thanks for listening, and we will be back next week, normal time. Until then, up the Palace. Mm.